Interpret for me what happened in Chicago yesterday, where where Brad Biggs, who covers the Bears, asks Matt Nagy if Dalton is healthy, is he your starter? And he says he doesn't want to get into scheme. Biggs pushes back saying that's not scheme. And, Nagy with his usual smile goes, of course it's scheme. And I understand he would say that it is scheme because the game plan with Dalton and Fields are completely different. You don't want to telegraph anything to the Browns. But then a PR representative comes back in the room. Biggs tweets out that the message from Bears PR is Dalton is the starter if he's healthy. That's the answer. What is happening? Like, what is going on with Fields not getting the start? It's definitely Dalton if he's healthy. What is the push-pull here?
This is all part of that broader effort by the Bears to delay the launch of the Justin Fields career until they believe he's ready. It's about making sure he's ready, not getting him out there prematurely and hurting his ability to be as good as he can be next year. I think the deal that necessarily was done when they traded up and gave up next year's first-round pick to get Justin Fields is that everyone's getting judged based on what Fields does next year. So anything that happens this year is about making sure that you maximize the performance level of Justin Fields next year. And I'm not saying they're treating this like a redshirt year, scholarship year, whatever, but it would be beyond ludicrous for the Bears to fire Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, and or Ted Phillips after this season when you've made the investment in Justin Fields. So next year is when everyone's on the clock with whether or not Fields is any good. So if they think that not putting him in a situation where he has, 4 interceptions in 35 minutes or getting beaten around behind an offensive line that maybe isn't as good as it needs to be, and they'd rather defer as much of it to next year as possible, that's where it's coming from. But Rich, this Andy Dalton injury gives them a chance to just kind of give him a test drive. And if Justin Fields fails, you don't have to say he was benched. You just say Andy Dalton's healthy. And when's Andy Dalton healthy? He's healthy whenever Justin Fields is deemed to be not good enough to get it done. It's perfect. It's falling right into their laps if they choose to play it that way.
I just don't understand why the PR aspect of it is, I guess that it does matter, what you're saying and how you're terming it. Either the kid is ready to start or not. The kid went to the Ohio State, and threw the entire damn route tree on Clemson in front of the whole country to make the national championship game, for crying out loud. I'm mystified. I am just a little bit confused as to why the Bears are not just going to go and throw him in and take the lumps that the Jets, the Jaguars are clearly taking right now, that the Patriots are once again immune to with their quarterback. I kind of don't get it, Mike. I'll be honest with you.
As our old friend Big Cat has said from time to time, dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. And that may just be the ultimate explanation at the end of the day. But they've got this guy that they believed in, they traded up for, and there's that hesitation to go all in. And I really do think it's about being careful now, because next year is when they really want to get the absolute most out of Justin Fields.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.